Yeah, so as we discussed about like an integration, what is integration, how many types are there, and we discussed about like in how we are going to communicate with a third party tool, what are the prerequisites we have till now. Okay, and we discussed about like a difference between REST and SOAP as well. Right. So now I'll go with like in REST message. It's like a practical thing as service now instance was like in my under maintenance last 3 days. 2 days, I guess, right? So 2 days. Let me go with like and showing a REST message for you guys. Then I'll go with the REST API Explorer, then SOAP message. So to navigate to like a REST message, so why we are going to use this REST message? As I told you, as we are receiving like in that prerequisites from a client, the endpoint, authentication, request body, methods, headers, and all this stuff and all, which we are going to configure somewhere as I told you before. So what we just need to do, so we are going to copy paste all the stuff over there, and from there we can communicate with the third party tool. So that's how the communication will be like an established by using REST message. So let me navigate to like a REST message over here in the left navigation menu, type it out, REST message. So under C, under system web services, we have outbound, and under outbound, we have REST message. Open this. This will be like in simple only, so no need to worry about it. So see, as of now, let me go with the existing any of the things so that I'll get like in the data as well, endpoint and all this stuff and all, so that you will get to know how that look like and how we are going to configure. So whenever I receive a document from a client side, so what I'm going to do is like I'm going to test it out in a Postman tool or somewhere else. Okay, so from there, if everything is like in fine and we are good to start with like an implementing in our ServiceNow tool. So then we have a good option that we are going to use a REST message. Okay, so now generally we go with like in creating a new REST message over here, but whereas I just need to showcase like in all the field values as well, the client kind of stuff for you guys. So that's what which I'm using the existing stuff only over here. So see, a practicing point of view, so it is something very difficult to go ahead with like in this one because we don't have a third party application. Right. So instead of that, you can go take like in one more instance or something and you can go ahead. So for like in SOAP, it will work. So what you guys can do, so you can treat it as a Postman as a third party tool and from there you can go ahead. Okay. So see, the name which you can go with like in anything based on requirement actually. The application is also fine and accessible form is also, it should apply for like an all the applications. So the description we already know. So the purpose or is the kind of short description which defines why we are going to do this one. Okay, this is the endpoint. So as we discussed earlier, so we are going to take the endpoint of a third party tool. So that's what which we are copy paste over here. So this is an endpoint of a third party tool. Okay, so if I scroll down in REST message, see here I have a authentication and HTTP request. So let me go with like an authentication over here. Authentication type we have. So if I click on here, here I have a basic and OAuth 2.0. If it is like in basic, I'm going to select a basic OAuth profile. If it is like an OAuth 2.0, and then I'm going to provide a profile. So now the question is like in how this profile is going to come up. So this is nothing but we are going to give a one username and password over here. Okay, upon checking up after giving on this one, so one profile will be created, so that can be used as a profile for basic. For like an OAuth 2.0, what we just need to go ahead is like, and we have a application registry under system OAuth. One second guys, just give me a minute. Okay, so yeah, sorry guys. So we are going to create one profile over here. Okay, so based on that profile, that will show up in a REST message, and we are going to set up that profile. So when the profile is like in done, so we are going to go ahead with like an authentication as like in success. Okay, so that's how which we are going to go ahead. Let me open this application registry, and if I click on like a new or something, okay. So see here we do have like in different stuff. So create OAuth API endpoint for external clients, create OAuth JWT API endpoint for external clients, and third party OAuth provider, and OIDC provider and OAuth provider. So we can go with like a third party OAuth. Okay, and so from there, which we are going to give all the details, whatever which we have. See here, we have a client ID, client secret ID. So these information is like a mandatory. So they are going to provide these details. If you're not sure about like in these details and all, for sure, which you can ask them. Okay, so based on that, it will work. Okay, see client ID, they will provide you, secret ID, they will provide you, token URL, they are gonna give it. Okay, so all these things and all, if I'm good with like in these stuff and I'm going to save the form, submit the form. So whenever I save the form, see under here or 2.0. For this, we do have like in profiles as well. Let me show you the existing thing, how the profile look like. So after giving all the steps, see client ID will look like this, and then secret key will be like in password. Okay, if I come down, see this is a profile. After saving the form, so I'll get one profile. So this name, which I just need to use in a REST message, that's it. If it is like an OAuth 2.0, if it is like an basic, no need to worry about it. So simply which we are going to create a profile for the user ID and password, and that we can select from here. Okay, that's how OAuth 2.0 will go ahead. And then see use mutual authentication. So here we can go ahead with like a mutual authentication as well. So if there is any other third party application or else any some other integration is going on with like in same third party application, then we can use that existing profile as well. Okay, and if I go for the next tab, HTTP request. So in HTTP request, see here we have a HTTP headers and then methods which we have. So this is not a this one, so just go with like an HTTP request. So here we can go ahead with like, and this is regarding like in headers. So here give the content type and then value as a application or JSON, and then accept and then application or JSON. So that's how which we are going to configure, and from there we'll go ahead with the process. Okay, and if I scroll a bit down, then here see I have a HTTP method. So this is the major one which we just need to focus on after going with. This is a parent REST message which I can say under this we do have a different method. So here we can go with like in multiple operations as well, creating, read, update, delete, and all these things. So if I go with like a new, okay, so here I'm going to paste the same URL, same endpoint, and here see the name is something which I can go ahead with like an anything, and the endpoint which I will paste it out like in the previous one, and then see the HTTP method. We have a get, post, put, patch, and delete. So this is what we discussed earlier classes, right? Get is for getting a records, post for creating a records, put for updating, patch for also updating, and delete is nothing but deleting a records. Okay, so that's how, let's say example, my operation is like an post. They have provided me the details, and then and that which I'm going to utilize the creation operation actually. Okay, so here see as I told you yesterday, in the difference between SOAP and REST, we can inherit that indication from a parent one, right? So this is what, see, authentication type we have no authentication, basic, and OAuth 2.0, and inherit from parent as well. So if I click this one, whatever the stuff which I have given before, the basic and OAuth 2.0 I have given there, right? So that will be added over here directly from here. So no need to add us twice over here or twice over here. Okay, and here also we can go with the mutual authentication. So you got my point, I guess. Inherit from parent is nothing but the previous one, the main REST message, whatever was there, right? So for here we have added a authentication, right? So let's say it is like a basic, and if I choose like an any profile over here, so this with this I need not to give over here again. I can directly inherit from a this REST message, whatever the authentication might be. So this operation will not be there for SOAP, but whereas we have this in a REST. Okay, and this is about like an authentication, and here's the HTTP request. So this is what something which we just need to go ahead. So if there is like in something which we are using mid servers, we can go ahead with like in those mid servers as well. And then the headers, as I told you, content type and accept, which we go ahead with like in very usually. Okay, and then parameters also which we can go ahead. So they will provide you the parameters as well if there is something. Okay, and here see the content. So content is nothing but something the request body. The request body is as I showed you the JSON format, right? Here we do have like an different fields with the values with respective table. So from there we are going to go ahead with like in the content. Okay, after giving all the details and all, so which we are going to go ahead with like an HTTP method is done. So whenever this is done, let me go with the next one more stuff. So I just need to showcase this as well. See if I scroll down guys, see here I do have like a test as well. Okay, so auto generated variables. So if there is like an any body, uh, request body over here, so that will be like an variables will be generated over here. Okay, and then preview script uses. As I told you, there is like a sample script as well for this REST message. If we use the sample script in a copy pasting somewhere, that will help, right? This is the one preview script usage. Okay, if I click on that one, so see, this is a sample script which I'll get it. So the comments one, you can ignore it. Okay, if you are using like in mid servers or something, you can utilize this, or else just go with like in first two lines and then go with like in last these lines. Okay, so if you paste it out something and in between this, we can map the fields and we can go with like, and if we have further operations, we can go ahead. So if we use this one is something hitting the red message with like an R REST message with the method. Okay, whereas this is what something which we are getting a response and the response body in HTTP status as well by using this lines of code. Okay, that's how which we can go ahead with like in this script and we can use it in our script concepts as well. So let's say if I'm using like a business rule, there I can paste it. If I'm using like a schedule job, there I can paste it. If I'm using script includes, and there I can paste it. So based on like a requirement, we can utilize these and we can go ahead with our requirement. Okay, and set HTTP log levels. So let's say if I want to set on like in any logs or something else to track on and how it is performing and all these things and all, I can go ahead. And then let's say I have given like in all the details over here with like an endpoint method headers request and everything, authentication and everything. I need to test it out whether that is going or not, whether the communication is established or not. Just click on test. See, HTTP status is 0. Okay, error message which you are receiving, request not sent. Okay, error code is 1, and then we'll get like a response as well. So here based on a response which we can go ahead with like an any of a stuff, any of a thing. Let's say example here it will showcase like in here see the error code is like in 1. Usually it might be like in 400 500 or something else, 401. It depends on requirement, sorry, it depends on the error which we are receiving. Okay, so that's how which we can test it out whether we that is like in successful or not. If I want to test it out with like an authentication and all this stuff and all, even that also I can test by using clicking on like in test. And if I go here, see, I'll get like in test runs as well. So just now I have clicked on like in one test and then the test results also which I can display over here. If I come back as well, that will be stored in this tab. Okay, that's how which we are going to configure, and then based on this which we'll write like in script include and all this stuff based on like in this as well, we'll go with the scripting. If that is done and if the communication is established and operations whatever which we are going to perform all the CRUD operations, okay, that can be done automatically whenever the condition got met. Okay, this is what which I showed you in a project explanation video as well, which I uploaded yesterday too. So just go with that and then you'll get a clear idea regarding this one, the real-time project which I have done. Okay, so this is about like in the REST message. Okay, REST message is something which we are going to add on the all the details whatever which we have done. Okay, setting up like in the environment over here too. communicate with a third party tool. So from there, these things can be done actually. Okay, so let me go with like in REST API Explorer. So let's say example, they have provided you all the details, call endpoint, authentication, and all these things. So let's say if it is like an inbound integration. So we just need to provide our details, right? Our instance details as endpoint, authentication, all this stuff. So for this, just go with like an REST API Explorer. See, under System Web Services, under SES REST, we have a REST API Explorer. Just click on this and we'll get a one button called Explore. Okay, click this. See here, this is what to access the ServiceNow inbound REST API. So for inbound integration, we use this. Okay, if you have time, you can go with like and you can read that as well later. Okay, so this is a REST API Explorer, guys. Let's say I want to create an incident. They want to create. Okay, in our incident form, they need to create like an incident records. Let's say example. Okay, so here we have a namespace, API name, version, and then the methods as well. So let me go with one by one over here, and then I'll go with the right side options as well. One second. Yeah, sorry guys. So here see namespace we have. So namespace which we can go with like in any of a namespace. So as of now, which we are using a now is nothing but ServiceNow space. Okay, it's a kind of like in workspace, that's it. Okay, here we have a API name. So API name, here we have a import API. It's like an import set API, table API, and furthermore as well. So most probably if we are utilizing a existing table only, our instance tables, maybe instant or problem or anything. Okay, so then we'll go with the table API. If there is like an any staging table by using like an import set, then we can go with the import set API as well. Okay, so based on that, see import set API we have here. So that's how which will go with like it, the API name. Okay, and the version. So version we can go with like in V1, V2, and latest. So latest is the best thing which we can go with. So the version is like in latest. And now here, see, we do have like in multiple options over here, right? Let me go with one by one. Retrieve records from a table. We are going to get user get. Retrieving a records or else getting a records from a table. Then we'll go with the get. Or else if I want to create a record, then I'll go with the post. If I want to retrieve a single record, so you'll get confused that I have get here and I have get here as well. So this is for single record and this is for multiple records. That's it. Okay, and modify a record. If I want to modify something, then I'll go with this. Okay, and delete a record, I'll go with delete. If I want to update a record, I'll go with patch. So now, as of now, I'll go with a post. Whenever I change this to post, see here, even this also got changed to like a post. See, allow you to perform, create, read, update, and delete CRUD operations on existing tables. This table API which will allow the CRUD operations. Okay, so create a record which I have selected post over here, and this is the thing, the URL of our ServiceNow 106.483. Okay, and from here, so we are in an API. Okay, with a now platform and in a table API which I have selected, and here the table name will come up. See here, if I scroll down and prepare request, so here see I can select the table incident. Can go with any table, not only this specific one. Okay, so whenever the incident is like selected, and if I click on send, okay, here the incident will be added over there. Okay, and the parameters which I told you before, right, in a REST message, if you want to give like an end display value, so the field name and the value and then what it is, so it will give like a description as well for each and every table. It's like in each and every field over here. Say spam fields and system view, everything. If you want it, you can go ahead as well. Okay, query parameters. And if I come down, see, this is the headers. Request format is like in JSON, application JSON, and response format also application JSON. If I click on here, I have a one more application XML and then text XML. So most probably which we are going to go ahead with like an application JSON only. So request format is nothing, the format of request body. So what kind of data or format which we are using. That's it. Okay, authentication. So as of now here not required. We are going to send it that authentication separately here because this we are using in our instance only. Okay, if I want to add furthermore headers or something over here, then I can add headers by clicking on here. Okay, if I go down, see the request body, and here I have a builder and raw as well. So raw is nothing but I can copy paste it in a JSON format, or else I can build it here. Add a field. Let's say example description. I just need to add a description. Testing REST API Explorer. Let's say, and if I can go with like an other fields as well, all the fields will be there. So whenever we are going ahead with like an creating a record over here, so here we can build up like in the fields with the values as well. See, whenever I type it over here, the JSON content is coming in a this box description with like in flower braces will be there in between this, the field name and then field value will come up. Okay, that's how it will go ahead actually. So this is a JSON format of like a request body. Okay, so if I click down, so if I scroll down, if I click on send, I'll get the details. So before that, going into this, just see here I have a code samples as well. So if I want to provide the code samples on all these stuff, let's say ServiceNow script, CURL, Python, Ruby, JavaScript, Perl. Okay, so all these things and all will be available. Okay, so that's how which we are going to utilize. So let me show you like in the JavaScript. So see our description, all the stuff will come up over here. We are going to use we are using post with like an URL. See the incident also is added over here. Okay, so the description, whatever the authentication which we are using, all those things will come up. And then if I go at ServiceNow script, see it is giving like a REST message with the details, set endpoint, HTTP methods, and then username and password. This we can change it out later. Okay, so this is how we can go ahead. So if I click on send, modifying data, confirm to continue, yes, click on OK. So now I'll get the details what I just need to share to the third party tool guy. See, HTTP method with the URL. This is the method post and this is the URL you need to give to them. So this URL which they are going to utilize from their third party tool, and then from there they can access our instance. Okay, and then headers, just give the accept and content type as well, application and JSON. If there is like any token related, you can provide this token, and then request body, which you can go ahead and see the response. As I told you, status code which we'll get is 201 is created. Okay, and then headers which we got like in few more stuff as well. So see, this is a response body. So whenever I click on that one send, okay, I have created this INC incident number as well, 0055. Okay, and the link is this one, and then all the details will be displayed over here. Okay, so that's how which we can create a endpoint and all these things. Creating it's like in configuring all this stuff. That's it. Okay, if it is like an order incident, if it is like in some other stuff, we can go over it. If it is like in put or patch, okay, just click on this one and then give the name and all the stuff as well. If it is like in put, modify a record, single record. So we need to select a table over here and then sys of that specific record. What is that specific record over here? So we know the sys as well, right? It will show up like this over there. Okay, and the process will be like the same over here, and we are going to utilize this REST API Explorer to share these details to third-party application. Okay, so this is about like in REST API Explorer, which we are going to utilize, or else which we are going to use this whenever someone asks our instance details to perform inbound integration. If it is like an outbound, they will provide you the details. If it is like an inbound, we are going to share the details to them. Okay, so that's how it will be. And let me go with like a SOAP integration as well, with the SOAP message. So it will be look like same as like in REST only, but with a few difference. Let me go with the Amazon existing SOAP message, which is there. Here we have a WSDL instead of like an endpoint. Okay, so as I told you, this WSDL is which we are going to utilize in a REST message, as like in SOAP message. Okay, this is what something which we get it from like in third party tool. So if we receive it, so which we are going to utilize it. So see, as I told you, we have a function, SOAP message function. So SOAP message functions is something which we are going to perform the operations. As I told you, CRUD operations, we have a put, post, and all these things and all, right? So here we do have like it insert, update, okay, delete multiple, and all these things will be there. Okay, so see here, this is what something the function name is this is what the name of a function. Okay, the SOAP message is nothing but Amazon, and if there is like any security type which we can go ahead and make server details, and SOAP action which we can go ahead, and then endpoint as well. So see, this is the XML format of a SOAP message. So as I told you, we have an envelope, body, insert, okay, and all these things will be there. So it will be like in very high secure data which we have. Okay, so here we will get like in with a field name with the values too. Okay, so that's how which we are going to go ahead. And even here also we have auto-generated variables, previous script uses, refresh SOAP message, set HTTP log values, and test too. So the whatever the options we have in a REST message, all the things will be available here. So as I told you before, the major difference is nothing but here we do have like an only XML format with a high security. Okay, whereas REST message we have like a different types of content as well. Not only XML, it will go with like in raw data, JSON, XML, HTML, and all those things. And here, see, let's say if I go with like an authentication type. Okay, so here authentication type is like in the inherit option will not be available over here, whereas if it will be available in a REST message. Okay, so that's how which we are going to configure all these details, okay, based on like in what do you say, a requirement whatever which they have providing. So we are just configuring this stuff, and other than this, other than going with this, and the requirement based on stuff developing and all will be same as REST only. So that script which I can go and check it out with like in business rules or scripting loads or else schedule jobs or wherever I need. So that will work only in a server side only. Just remember one thing, this integration script, whatever which we do, that should be there only in a server side. If it is something we are working with like in catalog items or forms or something, even that also which you can go ahead with catalog client scripts or client scripts. But whereas here we are going to utilize mostly the server side scripts only. Okay, so that's how about like in the SOAP message, guys. Okay, so REST message and SOAP message will be like in similar, but the only the difference is like in we are going to utilize only the XML in SOAP, and whereas here multiple content will be available, and then security will be more when compared to REST. Even the REST also will have like a lot of security too, but we compare it. Okay, so then that will be more over here. Okay, and this is what the end of like an integration as well, with the types of integrations, what is integration and how we are going to utilize it, and how we are going to test it in Postman, and what are the difference between these two stuff, and what is REST and SOAP message. Okay, so all these things and all which we are going to do when we get like an integration projects. Okay, so I have shared you the real-time use case or requirement of like in this integration, which I have done with like in REST integration for like in CIOT application over there. Okay, check it out, and you'll get a full clarity on how the real-time projects will go in this integration. Okay, so and this is what about like in end of our training. Okay, so now I just want to suggest you like a few points over here. Then I'll go with your questions and all this stuff and all. 1 second. Yeah, 1 second, guys. Yeah. So the first thing is like in as I was telling this from like in last few days, just prepare the resume soon. And then upload this to like in job sites immediately, and then start with preparing, practicing, and go to the interview questions, and then go to the documents. If you want a lot of use cases regarding like an script use cases or something else, just go to the documents of master service now, and there is like in service now fundamentals one more document. Just go with those stuff, and then let's say if you're practicing transcripts, let's say you are practicing client scripts. Okay, so just open the client scripts over there. You will get list of client scripts as well as out of the box functionality. Okay, just go through that, randomly pick 4 to 5 client scripts over there. One is like an on load, one is on change, one is on submit and on selected, and from there you can get to know so what kind of use cases will be there and what they are doing and what's the requirement and how they fulfill everything. You'll get to know. If you're practicing business rules, let's say example, just go with like an video first and practice it, and go with the documents which I shared you. There will you get like a lot of use cases as well with like in scenario based sample scripts too. And if that is done, then come to like an in service now instance in your PDI. Just go with like in business rules there, pick randomly with the existing you know out of the box business rules only, then go with like in before, one, after, and all the types, and you can check it out how that works and how the use case, what is the use case and how they are going, how they implement it. Okay, even from there also you can explore a lot. If you are still thirsty of like in going with the some other stuff as well, you can go with like in service now scripting in a docs as well, and then community we have, and then we do have like in YouTube as well. So I just need to tell you one stuff over here. As I told you, right, docs.servicenow.com, which I told you before. So whatever the concept might be, so you can get it out from like in docs.servicenow.com site. Product documentation of ServiceNow. So here just select the version over here. Okay, so based on that, which you can go ahead with like in all the concepts. Let's say you have policy or else integrations or else any other stuff. Okay, so all the things which you can get it out over here. Let's say San Diego, and select it up, and then just give the concept name over here. Let's say import sets. Just give the import sets over here and select the version here, and then try it out with the import sets. Here you will get definition, how to create what and all the things which we required. Okay, so all the kind of text format will be available for that specific concept. Not only import sets, whatever the module might be, not only ITSM, all the module data and all kind of concepts will be available in this site, docs.servicenow.com. It will be available for everyone. Okay, so this is one product documentation which you can go ahead, docs.servicenow.com. I have given you in the chat box as well. Okay, and one more thing, let's say this is for like in documentation purpose, to learn, to get a PDF format or to text kind of content with which I can say. Let's say I'm working on something. Okay, I got a requirement and which is not sure, which I'm not aware of, or else which I'm not able to fulfill that specific one with my knowledge right now. So what I can do, let's say example, the use case or something, let's say auto populate the use case actually. So the requirement of this task which I received today in my project is this is what, let's say example, auto populate catalog variables based on another variables. So I just need to do this in my project. Okay, so what I can do, the question, whatever the thing which I have, it might be any what is a module or anything, any version or any module it might be. So just put it your question over here and type it out in ServiceNow. Okay, click enter. So see, you will get a community.servicenow.com links over here. So this community is nothing but we have a Stack Overflow, GitHub, all this stuff, right? So they what we'll do, we'll copy paste it something if you have a similar script or any kind of things over there. It's like an what do you say, necessary stuff, whatever we find it out in a Stack Overflow on GitHub, we are going to utilize in our projects, right? So in the same way, we have a community as well for like in ServiceNow. So community.servicenow.com. Okay. So here we'll get like in all the details, all kind of, whatever the question might be. See, auto populate one variable on a catalog item based on value of other value. Okay, this is a question. So let's say just like you, someone has posted this question. Okay, the service now who developers who is like in having a lot of knowledge on this, okay, they are going to answer, the experts or the specialist of like in service now, they're going to answer your question. See here, if I scroll down, see I do have like in replies as well, 7 replies for these stuff. So they are giving like in with a script as well, so what to do and how to do. So just read it and you will get to know what is your action to be done for the specific task. Okay, so not only this, whatever the task might be, whatever the things might be, just you can go with like in multiple, URLs as well with the community. Community is something, the service now experts, which they are going to answer our questions. Let's say if we are not going to find out any kind of stuff over here, so you can take a support as well, you can create a one question over here, and then the experts will look into your question and they will answer you for sure. Okay, so if you are not getting any response from them, you can follow up and someone will look into your question. If they are good with an answer, they will reply you back. Okay, that how also we can check it out. Okay, so if, whatever the requirement might be, if it is new or which is like a not aware of you, so no need to be panic or hesitate. Just go and search it out. Okay, you will get a lot of stuff over here. So upon checking on these page, these community site over here, you will get at least 50 to 60% of knowledge on this, what to do and how to do. And from there you can explore it, and from there you can start a working. Okay, and then you can take your team member help or something else and you can finish your task. Okay, and while taking a team member help, just remember one thing: whenever you get a task, whenever you was not aware of that specific task or something, just don't blindly go to that person, or else maybe your colleague or friend or someone else. Just research from your end, check it out something, just google it, and then go with the community docs and something else. Okay, after getting at least a minimum 50% of knowledge on that specific task, then go with them. Because if you're blindly going every time to them and asking help is not also a good practice or not fair as well. Just collect the information and then tell them like, this is the thing which I have researched for this specific task. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking to do ahead, so is it correct or not, so correct me if I'm wrong. So just approach in this way, that will be healthy for them and you as well. Okay, that will establish a good impression that you already worked on something and still you are struggling, so that he will be happy to help you too. Okay, so they just follow this standard as well while working. And furthermore, whenever you receive any new modules or something else in your projects, don't say no. Just tell them like, this is new for me, so I haven't get a chance, I didn't get a chance to work on this specific module so far in my pro experience. Okay, even though I can take it as a challenge and I can work on, but I just need some time to explore. I need some time to learn on this. Tell them like, just give me some time and explore and I'll work on. So they will understand, and they will provide you the documentation stuff for related learning documents or else videos or something else to groom your skills on that specific module, so that you can explore multiple modules as well. If you're good with like a multiple modules, your profile will be a weightage, and you do have a lot of demand in the market with a high package, which they will hire you for sure. Okay, so that's how, just explore a lot and go ahead with like in the new challenges as well. So IT is something which we just need to upgrade ourselves daily. So if you're just, let's say example, I just know only ITSM and ITAM, and I don't want to work only with the different modules and all. So that's fine for them. That's fine for your company. But what about your growth? What about your, opportunities which you are getting in outside over there? So that's not a good practice. Just explore a lot. Just start from like an ITism and then explore it. Then keep on working on. Whenever you get an opportunity with a different modules or different stuff in service now, just grab that as well, grab that opportunity and learn and explore. So that will help you for your career growth, and that will give a lot of opportunities as well in the market. Okay, that is like in one more point which I just need to go with. And then IT is something, as I told you, we need to upgrade daily, right? So while upgrading these stuff and all, so don't be stressed. So we'll get like a lot of stress as well while working as IT tutors. It depends on projects, it depends on your team and manager and TL as well, lead as well. So whenever something is very stressful and whenever it is not making your day comfortable, just take a breath and go for a walk and come back and sit, or else do whatever which you like for like an half an hour or 1 hour, and then think about it and then come back and sit. Don't be stressed and don't be depressed or something else. Don't go away from the work. So never give up whenever you get like in challenging or something else. Okay, so that will help you whenever you get a new requirements, so that which you can learn. So as I told you before or not, I'm not sure. So whenever you learn, okay, learning is earning actually. So I believe this: whenever you learn, you are going to earn actually. No need to beg anyone, no need to ask, no recommendations, nothing else. If you have skills, you can learn. If you are good with like in technical stuff, then you can earn. Not only earning, you will get like in respect, you will get like in growth and everything. Right. So learning is nothing but earning, which I believe and I follow. Okay, just learn a lot and earn a lot and be happy. Okay, and what else? Which is nothing but yeah, interview rounds and all. Let's say while interviewing, if someone is like an asking the new questions which is not aware of you, you just honestly tell them like, this is what something which is new for me. I haven't gone to this before, but I know about it, but not about like an as a work experience. And tell them like, this is the new thing which I will check this after this interview call. Okay, just tell the same thing that will add an impression, even if it is a new question for you. And the second thing is like, if they're asking like, an are you open for the new modules which you are not aware of? Just tell them like, yes, I'm waiting for that only. Okay, as of now, I just worked on like in only 2 to 3 modules, but whereas I was open up to like in to take up a new challenges as well with the new modules. So I'm open to work with like in new modules with a new team, with a new projects and all this stuff. So you just need to convey your, points that you are open to anything. You can work with like in any kind of module, whatever which they're going to assign it. Okay, so don't restrict yourself that only ITSM I know, only in that specific module only I'm going to work on. So that won't work much, because as an IT guys, we just need to explore. We just need to be as a chance. Okay, so that's how which don't restrict yourself. Okay, so don't put a full stop for your career. Just keep moving and keep learning, and that will help you for your growth too. Okay, so that's how we know about like in the working timings and then working days as well, right? Only 5 days which you are going to work and 2 days is like an off. So just work hard like in for the all the 5 days, and whenever you get free time on weekends, spend 1 or 2 hours of your time as a beginning. As whenever you are working with like an IT sector, so there will be like an certifications, there will be like a few trainings as well. You need to explore something else, so just spend 1 or 2 hours of time in Saturday Sunday as well, and rest of it 22 hours you can enjoy. You can go with like in your work. Okay, and this is one more thing. And then the certifications, so the certifications is not too mandatory as like in personal, which I can say, but if you have the certifications, that will add a weightage to your profile. So this is what I was telling you from a starting day. Okay, just go with the certifications and clear your exam. And if you show that I am certified, admin certified, and then developing certified and all these things and all, that will be a good for you. And in few companies, if you are certified with like in few ITIL or else CSA or something else, they will give a bonus as well for you. And then that will add a skill tag to you, that let's say your name is something else, let's say Priyanka, and under that I'll have a designation comma with a service now professional. So that kind of tags also will be added if you are certified. Okay, so just focus on like a certifications as well, that will help you for sure. And what else I was missing? Whenever we are working, right, so don't be open up to like in all the stuff whatever you tried over here, and you gone. Let's say example, you are going with an experienced candidate of service now. So never and ever reveal that you just came with like an as a putting an experience of 2 or 3. So genuinely, if you're not with like in 2 to 3 years of experience in service now, okay, never and ever reveal the thing to anyone, even if they are very close to you. We are not sure how the IT frame, things is like going on. So if let's say today I shared someone, one guy was like in very close to me and I shared everything. I took training and I kept 2 years of experience and I joined here. Everything is fine. I'm struggling with these stuff. So don't ever share about like in your experience on service now if it is not genuine, because that guy might be close today. Maybe after 2 months or 3 months he might be gone to like in some other team and he might be close to some other guy, and while speaking, while they are communicating with them, so they might that might be revealed somewhere. And if that goes to like an TL or manager, so if there is like any iteration is like going on, they need to terminate someone, so the first candidate which they will come up there in mind is you only. So just be careful, and then just keep learning. That will help you for sure. And one more important thing is like, whenever you guys are started your work, let's say example today is like in my joining, so from today you guys need to be very careful while working. Okay, as if you go with like an experience guys, if it's like a fresher, not required that much of being too careful and all. But let's say if you're going with like in 1 year or 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, it's up to you. So going with that, just be very careful whatever the things which you're handling. Okay, if it is like, and there will be a lot of difference while working with like an experienced person or as a new person, right? So if it is like any challenges which you are facing, experienced person will take it as a 5 to 10 minutes, let's say. So you are taking more than that, so that will be an impact for your profile too. So just be careful and keep learning every day. Let's say I got a job today and I'm secure and everything is like I'm fine, that is not a thing which we are going, that will won't work out in a IT frame, IT sector. Okay, if it is like in any government sector jobs or something, if you are hired and no need to learn and simply you can go with your work and coming, and 8 to 5 work will be gone actually. So whereas in IT sector, in software field, as all of you guys know, but anyhow I'm recalling it again, we need to learn. So just spend the first 6 to 7 months, which I can say will be like a very crucial for you guys. The first 6 months will be a probation period for you. Wherever you join, the free 6 months will be like a prohibition period. So until the prohibition period, just be very careful. Okay, the BGB will happen, and then they will observe your performance and everything. Just be very careful, and then take the task whatever you did and finish it as soon as possible. Okay, and while working with this, we just need to follow the best practices as well, so that also just keep in mind. Okay, guys, I hope all cleared. Mm, yeah, and one more thing. So whenever you're attempting an interviews or something, let's say one interview got not shortlisted, no worries. That experience will help you for sure in the next interview. The questions whatever which you are not able to answer, note it down somewhere and then check it out, and then Google it. You'll get an answers over there. Okay, from community, from docs, you'll get it, and from there you can note it down and prepare those questions as well, and the next interview you can achieve that too. And most probably they will ask you in a interview point of view, the question will be what kind of projects you worked on. Okay, what is your role and responsibility? Your role, you can go with like in ServiceNow developer or associate consultant or technical analyst. Okay, these kind of roles which you can go ahead. Okay, whatever the document which is there for like in the previous organization. Okay, and the responsibilities, just tell them like, so we are going to work on like an implementations of the projects. Okay, so stories will be assigned to us. Stories is nothing but task only. Okay, stories will be assigned to us in a Jira software. Okay, so we are going to pick those stories and need to work on those stories. If that is done, we are going to update it as well to them. whether this story is like in worked or not. Is there any blockers, or else if there is any pause kind of dependencies was there for the specific story. So those things will be like in discussed. Every day we do have like in stand up or scrum calls actually. So there we are going to discuss what you did yesterday, what you are going to do today, and is there any blockers while you are working, or do you want any other help as well. So these kind of stuff which they are going to discuss, and you should be there in the call. Okay, so what have you done in previous project? I have done like in multiple projects actually, so which I have done on like in ITSM integrations, knowledge management, asset management, change management, service portal. Okay, and go with like in release management as well, so it catalog items, so all these things and all which I worked on. So it depends on like in the project which you are getting actually. Okay, so based on that which you can describe your stuff and go ahead. Okay, so that's how which describe yourself. If it is like in 1 year, 2 years of experience, they won't expect much from you. Just give your best, that will help you for sure. Okay, and yeah, or if even though if you're attending like in 5, 6, or 7 interviews as well, still they're not shortlisting, no need to worry, never give up, just keep on trying until you get it. Okay, let me know if you got any job or something, so I'll be the happiest person on listening the good news from you guys. Mm, yeah guys, that's all from my end, I guess. If I remember any of the points which I can share you, and if you have any queries, or else if you want to be in touch with me, so you can mail me with like in ServiceNow training classes at gmail.com. I'm gonna reply for sure. Okay, so that is the thing which we just need to remember. Mm, that's it guys. Yeah, that's all from my end, and all the very best for your career, your growth and everything. Okay, so work hard and learn and on more. Okay, so that's all from my end. So I'll go with your inputs and your questions, and I will happy to listen your feedback as well about like in this training. So if there is something which I just need to improve, or else if you feel like in this we can change it out to this way. Okay, so what you liked and what you disliked, so everything which you guys also can share. This is the last day which you can unmute and you can speak whatever you want to convey to me.
Hi Priyanka.
Yeah, hi.
You have shared some documents handwritten, huh? It's
Handwritten.
incomplete, like visible only some lines and not visible some lines. Like
That is just a interview questions. That's it actually. Okay, if you are able to understand, that's fine. If you are not able to go ahead, just go with like in reminding the PDF format. Okay, so the repeated questions also will be available there. No worries about it.
okay. And some like interviewer asked me the question, what have you done in previous project? Like,
That's what I told you, right? What and all the projects which you've done, and what are the roles and responsibilities of you till now, they'll ask. So just go with like in whatever you know. Just go with like I worked on ITSM, worked on incident management. They are going to assign like in a small task for me that create a notification. Go with working with like in integrations, okay, imports and also whatever you know, just convey that to them.
and one more question is that that asked me if you have worked and you feel like stuck anywhere, like you want, like you feel it's too tough for me,
Mm.
uh, which was the scenario, yeah, which was the thing
I'll tell
like,
you the question. So, what is the challenge which you faced while working? What is the toughest task, or what is the greatest challenge which you faced while working? This is the
yes,
question, right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So, for this, which you can answer them, there is like in different kind of modules was module kind of related task also which was assigned. So, generally, that is not a toughest task, but as a beginner, as a no, you should not go with like a beginner. So, just tell them like as it is like a new new for me. I felt like that is a bit tough for me. But whereas I have researched and I worked and I learned and I worked on that, so later it become easy for me. So just tell them like in this way. And the second thing, you can go with like an if there is any hardest requirement which you got so far. So in my CIOT integration stuff, whatever which I have discussed there, so there is like an authentication type actually is like an JSON web token. Okay, generally we use basic or 2.0 only, but we won't go for JWT in usual. Okay, so if client asked about like in that authentication type as JSON web token, and that was like in very new for whole team as well. So that's how which we have implemented on researching and which we worked on that and we finished it. So when starting, we felt that as a challenge, and but whereas while working and all, it became like an easy for us, and that's how we achieved it. So these kind of scenarios which we can frame a story and you can narrate to them. No worries.
Okay. And like if we have an incident,
Mm.
like assigned to is mandatory. Okay. And after the loading, that it's not showing that it's mandatory. We can checking like UI policy okay or the client script
You
is
need to
okay.
go with the UI policy, check that one, and then go with like in client scripts. Okay, and one more thing, you can go with like an ACLs as well. So respective users or roles or something else, that specific assigned to field might be like in invisible. So you can debug these stuff as well.
Okay. Another we can check like not showing in three of them, and
Didn't
another
get you. Not
we,
showing.
if we not showing like where we like mandatory na assigned to
Mm-hmm.
like it's not mandatory uh, uh, like interviewer question asked me question for last 2 days for last 2 days
Mm-hmm.
that like assignment assigned to me is mandatory. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not visible, and how we can like what's the way to find the like it's not running that script.
That's what for this you just need to debug with like an UI policies, client scripts, and then just go with like an is there any other no script was written on that specific field. Okay, so just check with this if there is like an ACLs as well, even that also will work. So just debug and check it out like in all the stuff on the specific table, then you'll find it out what the implementation was or configuration was done before. Yeah, that's how we can. And not only these questions, actually, whatever the question which you got, maybe like a use case or something else, as I told you, right? Just give your question over there and then type it out in service now and click on enter. You will get all the related kind of, answers for you from a community site. Okay, just check it out and you will get a lot of, answers as well from there. If I answer, I'll give like an exactly what it is. If you go with like a community, you will find it out like in further more possibilities as well, further more questions as well related to these stuff. So that will help you to explore more. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, guys. Any other questions you have? And the last words which you just need to share something. Is there something which I can improve for the next batch? So anything which you guys can share, please unmute yourself, be open. This is the last day which we are gonna meet it as like a batch to the whole team.
Priyanka, Priya here.
Hey,
I
hi
would like
Priya.
I would like to thank you actually. Okay. So this
Mhm,
complete session. So initially when I joined, I was like, okay, I was a bit worried. Okay, I don't know
mhm,
how you're going to take class and
mm-mm.
how these sessions going to be. Will I
Mm,
understand? Because it's an online class, right?
correct.
See, generally, even if we go on directly, okay, if we go to
Mm-mm.
class also, we don't understand sometimes, correct?
Exactly.
But here this is online, so I was just a bit worried about it. But yeah, it was good actually, and I
Mhm,
was able to understand. So if you have any doubts, I'm just clarifying with you, and even you
Mm-hmm.
You're just sparing some time, okay, to ask questions if you have any doubts before starting the class or after the class. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
you just take some time to clarify those doubts. Okay. So it was
Yeah.
good.
Thank
And
you.
yeah,
Thank you
I'm
so
very
much.
happy about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even
So
I felt happy as well. That a whole batch is like an almost very active. If something which I'm explaining and if there is no response, then waste of spending my time as well, right? So you guys are
exactly.
really, yeah, that made me like in something happy. So thank you for that too as well.
And apart from
Yeah.
that, okay, now the only thing, so you have taught us these many days, okay, you have put some effort. So to make this more successful, we have to just grab another job based on we have to crack the interview. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we'll do our best from our part and we'll also work on it.
Yeah, for sure you will get it. And not only you, everything who is going to put their efforts while practicing and doing hard work, for sure everyone will get. I hope
Yeah.
everyone should be placed within a 1 or 2 months only. So we'll see.
And one more
Yeah.
thing, Priyanka, if we have any interviews, we can ping you, right? Just for some mock interviews so that,
Yes, yes.
okay, okay. Yeah.
Anytime. But the
Thank you so
flexibility
much.
time, yeah, sure. Thank you so much. And thank you for your valuable words as well.
Thank you, Priyanka. Yeah.
I'm really happy for that. Yeah. Yeah, guys.
Hey Priyanka, we also
Hey,
want to thank you.
hey, thank you so much.
Thank you for your valuable time and knowledge transfer.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It's my pleasure actually. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Hopefully, we are in touch in coming
Yeah,
days
how
also.
to. Yes.
Okay. Not only in the interview aspect, also as a a known person or a
Yes, yes, why not? I'll be in WhatsApp and phone call and email as well. So you can ping me at any time, no worries. But if might be like a busy schedule, if I'm not gonna reply for like a few hours, okay, don't worry. For sure, I'm gonna reply back.
sure, sure, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Priyanka,
Thank you so much.
you told na that you update like if you have any requirement regarding the job, how can I know like
You and Vasavi from like in Prakash are, are reference, right? So I could not be able to be in touch for like a long time actually. So because he won't be not allowing you two guys to be in touch with me. So you can check with Prakash sir if there is like any openings. I will forward to him. Okay, so he will forward to you for sure.
okay,
Okay, yeah. So be in touch with him. So if there is something, any openings which came across to me. So I will share for sure. I will post it in our WhatsApp status and Instagram page, and then I will share with you as well. It's like in Prakash sir as well, so he can share you guys.
and then Instagram, how can I like share?
Instagram page is Savisnav Training. Savisnav underscore training is the page ID. So you can follow there and you can, get the updates from there too.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
And Priyanka, just one more thing. So we have done that course for that CSA free voucher, right? Certification free voucher.
Yeah,
So we can maybe after practicing all these, we can just go ahead and proceed with the registration, right?
we can register, but before that, just go to the CSA dumps and prepare well. Okay, so a
Okay.
lot of questions will be covered over there that will help you to clear your exam.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So those are the latest dumps you have shared, right? The one
Yeah,
you have shared.
I have shared from like in last 6 months to latest one which I have shared it actually. Just go with the upload date over there. The latest one, just check it out first and then go with like in one by one.
Yeah. Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
Priyanka. Yes.
Mm. Okay then. Yeah, guys, we are up on time as well. It's like a 9:06. Okay. So is there
Hi,
any?
Priyanka.
Hey, hi, Prince. Nice to see
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I just want to appreciate your time with us. This few weeks has been really, really helpful to us. I really appreciate the time you created to impart this knowledge to us. I
Mhm.
really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Actually, I feel very happy that I was training with like in some other country guys as well. Not only from like in our country, which is something explored a lot, right? So that felt me like and feel very happy as well. So, and you guys also very interactive and very, understandable as well. If I ask something, if I expect some reply from you guys, so you are there. So that's what which I made, which is like in something really good. Thank you so much for that. You guys can, mail or ping me at any time for any kind of suggestions or advices regarding this service. No, I'll be there. Okay. Yeah, guys, do we have Toby here? No, I guess. Okay. Yeah, guys, all good. Yes, Godwin.
Hi, Priyanka.
Hey, hi.
Thank you very much for the knowledge and everything.
Yeah,
I
thanks a
really
lot.
appreciate you. Thank you so much. Can you please just tell me what's the your Instagram account again so I can follow you guys over
Yeah,
there?
sure. Service now underscore training.
Okay,
Account
service
ID
down the
is
country.
yes.
Okay.
You can follow
And
me
also
there. Yeah.
okay, and also when is your next class starting?
That I'm not sure actually. I was thinking to take a break of like in 1 or 2 weeks, but I'll let you know if there is like in any new batch is going to start. For sure, I will post it in our Instagram page and then even in a WhatsApp status as well. So I can be in touch with that.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
I'll
I
follow
not
you
yet
on
decided when I'm
Instagram.
going to take it. Yeah, that's what I'm not able to give the exact date.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how. Service now underscore training is the Instagram page. Okay, just you can
Okay.
follow. If there is
Yeah,
like
I'll
any
follow.
updates, then you will get to know.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah, the direct message from Vasavi. Yeah, thank you so much, Vasavi.
Thank you, Priyanka.
Thank you. Yeah, guys, is there any things which I just need to be improve or something that is really important for me, that might be helpful for the next batch, or if you feel like in any not comfortable with something, or else is there anything?
Priyanka, a small advice. I don't
Hmm.
know if I have to give it or not.
No
See,
worries,
from my
that's
perspective,
open. Yeah.
since I'm totally new towards
Right.
software field, it was a little challenging for me when you were teaching with multiple screens. Like where it is, so immediately you would duplicate and immediately you would open multiple screens.
Got it.
So okay, you can do that, but you can also tell that you're opening this, you're duplicating this, and so you are tapping here,
I
so that
understand.
while listening, right,
Mm-mm.
even on the recorded session or also, that will
Mm-mm.
be a little easier for a fresher as well. Of course,
Mm-mm.
for others who have already been in the field for some time,
Mm.
I think they could grab up. For me, it was a little challenging.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, after I went back and checked in the recording, it took some time for me, but
Oh.
it was a little. You can improve it there.
Sure, sure. Why not actually? So that is a kind of like I was habituated to all the tabs and
Right,
everything, and I
right,
was taking within a 1 hour I just had to finish the whole thing. So that's
right.
what which if I do and if I do it, so then it will delay for like more than an hour. So anyhow, I'll note this as well because something which whatever which I did for like in sake of you guys only, right? So
Right.
the
Right.
point is noted. Yeah, thank you for giving this point as well.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. That is noted. Thank you.
Yes, Priyanka. And thank you. I will leave now. Have a
Sure,
great
sure.
time. Great.
Yeah, all the very best, actually. Thank you so
Yes.
much for
Thank you
joining.
so much.
Yeah,
Yeah. Bye.
bye bye. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, anyone, you can unmute yourself. I'm not asking any technical questions over here. This is not interview or, you know, unmute yourself and then you can express your stuff. Is there any challenges faced which you are from your end? Is there anything which I can help you? So this is the
From
last
my
day.
end, nothing big, Priyanka, but
Yeah,
sometimes there's some lag, right? The internet issues.
yes, sir.
That was
That is a challenge actually, but if we go with like an offline, so we won't be able to connect with like in multiple guys for sure, because I'm from one location and other from like another location, so it is something very challenging to come and travel and go, and it'll take like a lot of time as well. But these internet issues, yeah, I do understand.
that's the only thing.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, all good, guys. Is there any last words which we can discuss, or else can I wrap up the whole training? All good?
Yes, Priyanka, finally we are in the end of the class.
Exactly. I was trying with like to finish the training at least 2 to 3 days before, but I didn't make it up actually. Few guys asked me to finish as soon as possible. But anyhow, we have finished all the entire training successfully without skipping anything. So that was
Yes.
something good. And this is what exactly we started August 1st. It's like a demo class,
Mm-hmm.
and you know 15th is like an almost 1.5 month with 45 days. That's what I promised, and that is like in fulfilled. Or else, if you're not speaking up, I'll go with like in one-on-one. Is it fine? Let me go with Siddharth.
Hello, Priyanka.
Okay,
I
hi.
was just, gathering my thoughts from all the previous weeks.
Uh-huh.
So the one very striking thing which I notice about you is your passion for the subject and topic. That's what has been driving you, for
Mhm.
so long that, you're
Correct.
able to work as well as impart that same knowledge to, other people. So not many
Yeah.
people would be able to, impart whatever knowledge they have.
Yeah.
They usually say that knowledge or a skill should always be shared with as many as people as possible. But in today's world, it has become so cumbersome and
Mm-mm.
so very motive driven that people would not do that
Yeah.
because they feel if they know a certain set of skills, then
Mm.
they would want to keep it to themselves and not share it with the rest of the world because they feel then their importance would increase in the world and this in the society. But
Mm.
looking at you, it echoes with what my grandparents or what my parents would have imbibed in me. That whatever you know should be shared because of two things. One is you are going to have the same knowledge being passed on from one set of generation to the next, and it would continue.
Yeah.
The learning doesn't stop.
Correct.
So that's why looking at that passion in you, that keeps motivating you also on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing which I could that's my takeaway from not just with the topic which you have thought, but also the passion which you have for the subject actually motivates you as an individual.
Thanks a lot, actually. That means a lot for me too. That which I just want to highlight one point over here is this is not an institute or consulting or something else. This is something which I started from like in my passion. So teaching is something which I feel like which we can help others to be grown in their careers, which will help, you know, their life will be like in will be more better if they are good with like in, you know, IT kind of stuff and all. So there is like a lot of guys which coming from like in different streams, and the girls as well, they are housewives and even they are coming and doing so something which the lights of knowledge which I can show to them, so the light will be driven to their career path as well. So that is what something which I feel and which I just need to work on. So simply coming and going with the concepts and leaving back is something which is not satisfiable from my end. So if something which we are working, that should be improved, that should be get a proper result as well. So that's what my intention from starting, and that's burning in my heart as well every day. So that's how it's going on. If we spend something, there should be
Very
like a
true,
proper
very true.
result. Yeah.
And whenever I have reached out to you, definitely there has been a response within an hour at least. That is
Yeah.
what is my personal experience whenever I have tried to reach out to you.
Yeah.
So that is something which I can vouch for as
Yeah. For sure, I'll make sure to be respond as soon as possible. Only if I stuck with like an, even I'm working with like in some other organization, right? So even that is my responsibility, which I just need to fulfill their work as well. And I know my household works and managing a family, work, classes, and everything. It's really hectic for me. But still, whenever I get a result, proper result from our team, okay, that will make me very satisfied and, you know, very happy. So for that, which I can move forward. For sure, I'm gonna reply for sure, you guys. Okay.
So hopefully now you have done your part, Priyanka, but
Yes.
we have to put in, we have to, just rework on whatever you have thought, and maybe the day when we land up with a job,
Correct.
then
Correct.
we can, get back to you and inform you about
Yes.
what progress we have brought in after the training.
Correct.
Well said, actually.
That's a part, right? Because you're spending some, you know, not only money, time, efforts, and everything over here. That should be a very good part from your end as well. So the result should be there for sure. The success and growth also should be there. So whatever we do, that should be something helpful for you and your fellows as well. So work accordingly. Okay, so I'll go with the next one very quickly. Don't want to waste your time as well. Siddharth, Priya done. Prince also done. Godwin done. Chandani done. Uh, Abio done. Are you there?
You talking to me, Priyanka?
No, no, no. I was just recalling that you have shared your thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah, and Adio and Abhi was there, and then Kenneth. So can you please unmute yourself? Okay, then no worries. I hope all cleared and everything is looking good from your end. Okay, I was very happy to be a part of this batch as well. So successfully, I have done with like 11 batches. So the 12th batch might be start soon, but I'm not sure when I'm gonna start. So I just was thinking like and to take a break for like in few days or weeks. Okay, so you guys can follow my Instagram page, and you know, you can refer your friends as well for the next batch. If someone is looking for IT frame jobs, or if they would need to move from like in one platform to other thing, so you can refer them to. So let them join and let them explore, and that will help for them too as well. Okay, so if all good, guys, so we'll wrap up for today. All the very best for your future and for your growth and everything. So stay happy and stay healthy too. Okay, so
Thank you, Priyanka. Wish you all the
All
best,
right.
bye
and
bye.
please
Thank you,
continue doing
Priyanka.
this.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see. We'll try to do most probably. If family is also very important. So that's it. That's how which I was not able to spend more time with my family due to this. But yeah, we'll we'll manage.
Yeah. Okay. Because you have been inspiring us. Okay.
Oh,
So
thanks a lot. Actually, it means a lot to me. Yeah, simply learning and going is not a thing actually, right? So we just need to learn happily, and that should be a helpful to others as well. So that's what the thing which I
exactly.
will do. Yeah. Okay then, guys. Long day today actually. 1 hour 22 minutes, I guess almost. Thank you so much for guys for joining today and for the whole joining. You guys supported me a lot. Even though if I go with like an extra classes on Saturday and Sunday, still you cooperated with me. Thank you for that. And then practice well. So all the very best. I hope all your dreams and goals should fulfill as soon as possible. Just work on that too. Okay. So keep trying, keep learning, and keep earning too. Take care, guys. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye
Thank
bye.
you,
Thank you.
Priyanka, and all the best to
Thank
the
you,
rest of the team.
Priyanka.
Okay, thank you so much.
Have it. All right. Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Yeah.
Bye.